We live in fascinating times. It's true. I have no idea what jobs are going to exist in 5 years' time. In fact, in 5 years' time, I have no idea what industries are going to be born. There's new opportunities that are being created every day. People are entrepreneurs in stuff that simply didn't exist when they were at school. So as an educator, I'm really interested in how this impacts us on an individual level. How do we prepare for these jobs that don't exist in a world that's moving faster than we can keep up with it? People tell me, they're concerned that they might lose their job to software or teenagers. They're concerned that they're boring, their job's boring. They look at people with job titles like search engine optimization specialist, content strategist, personal genome consultant, you name it, and they say, well, my job existed 20 years ago, maybe I'm just boring. I mean, think about yourself. Have you ever got caught up in an online form and it asks you one thing you don't know about me and you don't know what to write? So how do you make sure that you're on the right side of this progress and not being left behind? I think that, unfortunately, there's no curriculum for stuff that we don't know. So we have to be the learn by doing generation. So today I'm going to propose a small idea. It's a small idea because it's something that we can act on. And that small idea is that side projects might be the answer to this. So a side project is something that you're curious about. It's a problem that you want to solve. It's something that you're actually interested in working on. And as you do it, it builds skills. And it might just turn into something. It's something like my friend Murray, who wants to improve his programming skills. So he decides that he's going to build a mobile game. And he sets a goal, I'm going to release this game in 6 weeks' time. And every night for a couple of hours after work, he goes on and he tries to build this thing. And every time he encounters something that he doesn't kind of know how to do, he goes and he refers to online forums and he watches videos and he goes and checks out Codecademy. Now, his app might not turn into the next Angry Birds, and it probably won't, sorry, Murray, but it will teach him the skills that he needs to bring into his work that'll improve what he does there, and it'll be of benefit to his employer and his career. So I think that our generation is less interested in what your position is and more interested in what your portfolio is. Side projects are the new CV. It's people like Lauren Björkes, the best-selling science fiction author from South Africa, who chose for her first 3 books not to be a full-time author. She felt that it would improve her writing because it didn't put the financial pressure on selling books. She could focus on the creative excellence of the work. So it can actually improve your creativity. It's people like Marlon Parker who used his side project to make the world a little bit of a better place. Marlon saw a lot of the drug abuse that was happening in the Cape Flats, and he decided to start helping in a way that was obvious to him. That's, let's use these cell phones that everyone's busy with, to start chatting with people and offering them drug support and guidance, because people can say things online that they don't feel comfortable with saying in person. So Marlon started, and he had 10 or 20 people in his first group of people. Then it got out of hand. He needed to train people to help him with it, so he got his first staff member. By the end of the year, they'd reached 50,000 people, and they had a team of people that were part-time chat supporters. By the next year, they'd expanded into HIV/AIDS counseling, debt counseling, depression counseling. They'd supported 200,000 people. The World Health Organization recognized their success. Today, our labs reaches millions of people. They've spun out numerous successful businesses. They've got retail training centers, and they have over 100 staff. This started with something completely unexpected. It's people like Ilan Lohman, who had a problem that a lot of us have. He was working too many hours. He was a senior corporate manager. He was working too many hours. He didn't find the time to stay in shape. So he did something that was really easy for any of us to do. He started a Facebook group. He invited 10 of his friends to come in, and everyone put in $500, and the person that lost the most weight after the 8-week period got to keep all the money. Nice and simple. So it was really motivating, and at the end of the 8-week period, more people wanted to join. So he ran another one. I'm going to cut to the end. Ilan's now run more than 10 of these Sleek Geek challenges. 25,000 people have participated in them, and he no longer works in that job. He's doing Sleek Geek full-time. So when you look at these things, I don't think that there is anything such as a big idea, really, in today's world. Big ideas are just small ideas with momentum. It's small ideas that you actually start with and you let emerge. So as an educator, I've been encouraging my students to do these side project for the last 5 years. And I've seen projects win awards. I've seen side projects accelerate people's careers. I've seen side projects turn into viable businesses. But much more than that, I've seen a lot of excuses. Things like, I don't have the time. Sure, Dave, easy for you. You're a teacher. I have a 9 to 5. So to that I say, think about someone like Lorraine Lurtz, who is a student on UCT's Business Acumen for Artists program. Lorraine committed to doing one small painting a day and releasing it on Instagram. Small because that was the time that she had available. And she was working as a production manager. She would get home from work and she would paint. If she got home at 11 p.m., because it was a big day, she would paint. If she had to take clients home and it was 1 a.m., she would paint and release because that's what she had to do. And these side projects are like running a marathon. If your time is 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., you show up and you do the training, otherwise you're not going to make it through. You show up for your creativity, you show up for your project, you show up because you want to see the idea in the world, but you show up. You don't find the time, you make the time. Another thing I often hear is, I don't have the money. To that I say, think about something like Yappie Chef, one of South Africa's most loved businesses. Yappie Chef started as an agency skills building project. And the whole idea was, let's see if we can create an e-commerce business in less than a day and make a sale. So the first Yappie Chef sale was to one of the owner's mothers. So these guys didn't actually leave their jobs until it was actually able to support them. They brought all those skills in web marketing and development into their jobs. Their employers benefited. There's still a great relationship with the agency, but they're able to grow it with integrity and without pressure. Another one I hear all the time is someone else is already doing this idea. And to that I say, think about Facebook. It wasn't the first social network. There was MySpace before. Google was the 10th search engine. So it doesn't matter if someone's done it before. That person isn't you, and they're not going to do it the way you're going to solve the problem. And then the other thing I hear is I started and then I realized it wouldn't work. My friends told me it wouldn't work. People said it wouldn't work. Guys, someone raised $50,000 to make a potato salad on Kickstarter this year. There's an app that I have on my phone that's a chat app that only allows you to say, yo, that's it. Like if someone had asked me for $100 to build this app, I would have been like, no, get out of here. And it's raised $1.2 million. It's Lewis Pugh who went to the Arctic to swim in frozen, like slushy water just to prove that climate change is a thing. And people said it couldn't be done, and they were probably right because no one had done it. And Lewis said, you don't focus on all the reasons why something won't work. You focus on the one reason it will. So side projects are experiments. And in experiments, there's no failure because you always learn something from an experiment. They're not big ideas. They're small ideas that you actually do something about. And that's why I love side projects. My current side project, by the way, called Twig, is a side project about side projects. So I think today we're so busy being professionals, and being a professional means you're not allowed to fail, that we forget sometimes just to be amateurs. And the root of amateur is love. It comes from the French lover of. So I believe in these labors of love. I believe in these side projects that start with a sense of curiosity, that you continue tentatively and with faith, that dispel your apathy, that excite you, that bring those skills into your work. And most importantly, in a country that has not enough jobs, but more than enough work to be done, I believe in small ideas that might, just maybe, make a big difference. Thank you.